everybody. This is Devin White, linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're listening to the LCC Network. Go Bucks.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Commissioner's Clubhouse on the LCC Network for the 24th episode of our offseason. We're entering week 24 of the offseason, that makes sense. And we are very close to our rookie draft, which is super exciting. We got 13 teams, over 80 picks involved in this, the most ever in one single rookie draft in our league history. And we're kind of talk a little bit about that here this evening, actually. With me today, I've got Jameson and Cody, like always. How's it going, y'all?
Yep. I'm good.
What's going on, fellas? So, like you mentioned, Pat, we're talking about rookie things going on today. We got the rookie draft coming Friday, the 19th. Make sure that you guys are listening to podcasts, putting your rankings together. Hopefully it goes quickly, even though, as Pat mentioned, we've got 82 picks that were submitted among 13 teams. So we'll see how it goes. So on the show today, guys, real quick, before we jump into the rookie draft discussion, I wanted to play a quick game, 3 questions. You guys that are listening can play too. I'm going to ask you some questions. You guys are going to give me what you think is the answer to the question, and we'll see how you do. This is based on the 2019 rookie class and how it finished in some of our scoring last season. So, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow
I'm the rookie of the year. I'm the
You're
rookie
blowing
of
out
the
water.
year. I'm the rookie of the year.
Yeah, he's done, Joe.
All right, guys. So, first question for you. I've got 3 here. First question. Which non-QB rookie, so not a QB, finished the highest in our scoring system? So, total points, non-QB. Who was it?
Ooh.
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
Wait, are you talking about from...
QB. You're saying
Non-
rookie, right?
You're talking about
from
from
last
last
season.
year. He's talking about last season.
Oh,
Yeah.
from last year's rookies?
Yeah.
You had me confused. I
thought
mishear
you
the
were-
question.
I thought you had gone and like taken their college stats and put them in our like system, and I was just
Oh,
like,
no. No, 2019 rookies. Which non-QB finished the highest?
God, that's going to be tough. I really got to think. I don't think any of them were as explosive as they were in years past. I would have to go... I'm thinking linebacker. It's got to be a linebacker. Am I right about that?
Do you want a hint before you answer?
Sure.
It's a defensive player.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes me feel pretty right about this then. Does he play? Give one more hint before AFC, NFC.
Okay, here's another hint. I'll give you 2 hints. He was not drafted in the first round of the NFL draft, and he plays in the NFC.
Oh, wow. Okay, that threw me off. I was not expecting that. Defensive player.
I'm gonna go Taylor Rattler, or is it not Rattler? That's the Oklahoma quarterback. What's his name? Rapper.
Taylor Rapp, R-A-P-P.
Yeah.
Pat, what's your answer?
Rattler.
You know what? I'm gonna go Bosa.
Nick Bosa. Okay. All right. Well, Cody.
You want to crown him? Then crown him.
It was Taylor Rapp, man.
Ooh.
Good answer. Yeah, Taylor Rapp. Taylor Rapp finished number 4 in the rookie class, 484 points, the highest among all of the non-QBs. So,
Wow.
Very cool. All right, next question. Who was the highest, as far as total scoring, the highest rookie receiver last season? Total scoring.
Goodness.
There's only 2 that make sense here.
Of all rookies,
I'm gonna go Brown from Tennessee, AJ Brown.
he's got to be it. That's the one that makes sense.
Either him or Metcalf, I think.
No, it's not Metcalf. I feel like Metcalf had too slow of a start.
Just feel like he had more touchdowns, but I'm still gonna go with.
I'm with Cody on that.
It's Brown. Yeah, it is Brown. AJ Brown
Yeah.
was the highest finishing wide receiver in the class. Last question, guys. How many rookies averaged over 30 points per game last season? How many rookies? Quarterbacks included. How many rookies?
3.
Hold on.
How much?
I said 3.
It's definitely more than 3. It's more than 3 for sure.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to go 2. I'm going to be ballsy. I'm going to say 2.
Okay.
And you don't mean like just some guy who stepped on the field one game and had a 30-point game, right? Now you're talking guys who actually had stats for several weeks.
Yeah. So all of the guys that are in here, none of them missed more than 3 games. So they
Okay.
all played at least 13 games.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm going to say I go back to 3 then. I'll say 3. That's
more
what
than
All right, 3. Cody, you got an answer?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 5.
It was 5. Yeah, Cody got it right
Dang,
again.
man.
So, Cody got all 3 of these.
Dude, I was oh man.
It was so as far as averages, so it was Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, Gardner Minshew, Taylor Rapp, and Devin White in the top 5 averages. All of them averaged over 30 points a game. Top 5 rookies total, pretty similar. Kyler Murray, Taylor Rapp, Gardner Minshew, Daniel Jones, Devin Bush in the top 5. Devin Bush actually averaged less, but he played 16 games. So he beat Devin White. So, yeah.
Good
Pretty
game.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good game,
No-
Cody.
no
I feel
running
really
backs.
good about it.
No running backs at all. I mean, Josh Jacobs is the highest one at number 9 with all the rookie class. Cole Holcomb. You guys know that name? Cole Holcomb? The linebacker for the Redskins? Yeah, he finished in the top 10.
Do you remember that? You
all right,
like going wild trying to get him in the waiver wire last year?
Yeah, and you made fun of me.
I did make fun of you.
my linebacking group was so bad, I had to start Cole Holcomb at one point.
Anthony Hitchens really got you.
Anthony had killed me. Speaking of rookies, I'm so glad Willie Gay might take his spot one day because screw Anthony Hitchens. All right, guys, we'll get into some rookie discussion here. I'm going to play the intro again.
I'm the rookie of the year. I'm the rookie of the year. I'm the rookie of the year.
All right, guys. So some of the rookie draft discussion with it being next Friday. I know we want to just kind of talk about it. We've been doing a lot off the show, but figured we could kind of pull some of that discussion here. The first thing I noticed, and we kind of joked about, was the amount of picks. 82 total picks
Good
submitted.
God.
Some of them as high as we had at least 2, maybe 3 first rounders and a couple second rounders. Are you guys surprised at what you saw get put in the draft and by who? Or did you expect this?
I was a little surprised. I mean, first round pick, you've got to have some confidence in that because this is a total new draft for us. I mean, there's so many options there at the first round, even if you're like the 24th pick. I don't know if any of those rookies are going to crack the players available that would be available there. I was a little shocked. Now, third round pick, yeah, I expected that. Second round pick, I was like, oh, that's still kind of pricey. But Daquan was probably the one that surprised me most, going second round pick in the rookie draft. I felt, especially a guy who made it to the Little Critter Bowl, I thought he'd be a little more cautious going in, but I'm guessing there's someone he really values in the second round there.
And he didn't put his third round pick in. So, like, if he doesn't get that guy, he's going to have to wait till the 4th.
Yeah. Same with Zach, who owns Burrow's Body Count. I mean, that's another guy. He's going from 1st to 5th. Like, that's, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's going to miss on a lot of guys if he doesn't use that pick.
What are the chances he uses the first round pick? Like
35.
5%? 35%. Whew.
Well, if you
Man,
don't put anything behind it, like
Exactly.
there's no thought process. You just literally just thought of picks and put them on there. That's basically my thought.
Yeah.
Like
And
if
those
you
are the
don't,
ones-
yeah, go.
Go ahead. No,
Go.
I was just going to say, those are the ones that surprised me the most. Because, like, most guys just put, like, you know, like 4 through 11 or something in it, right? But you had some guys who just put, like, a really random, like, third round pick and nothing else. Or,
Yeah.
you know, the 1st and then the 5. And you're like, well, what do you know, like, you're going to have to, if your dude's not there, you can't participate in any of the rest of the draft, you know? So it was just a little confusing, I think, when I looked at it.
The only thing I could think is like maybe he's trying to bring, he was trying to bring more first rounders out.
That's
Maybe.
true.
He was the first person.
He was hoping
Why
someone
not
would
change
bite.
it later? Yeah. Why not change it later?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it worked.
I don't think it worked either.
To bring it out.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't. I think, if anything, it only messed him up because at the end of the day, he put his first round pick in, and he's going to either pass and then not have an opportunity to get anybody in those sweeter rounds, and he's going to sit there till 5, or he does make a pick and he just wasted a first round pick on somebody that's not a first round
Yeah.
talent this
Exactly.
year.
Exactly. As good as some of these guys could be, there's nobody in this rookie draft worth a first round pick in this format with all the guys that are going to be there. There's no one that's
Last
worth
year,
that.
yes, but not this year.
No, yeah. Well, last year there was 150 guys off the board already by
Yeah.
the first round.
And
You know,
then
now it's nobody.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I still wouldn't even. I don't even know if I would use. I don't think I would use. Well, I was. I don't even think I was in it, honestly. But I wouldn't have used a first round draft pick.
Speaking of people that aren't in it, there were a couple of guys that were left out that were very surprising. Some of our better owners, Isaac and Mondo, didn't get their picks in on time. So these are two guys that went to the playoffs last year that will not be participating in the rookie draft come Friday.
That's pretty, especially Isaac, because there's like that's one guy who loves that sort of thing. I was a little shocked by that myself. I'm guessing they probably forgot. Honestly, I get the human side, the human element comes into play in my head. Like they just had stuff going on in life, and just totally forgot about it. Which I almost did. I was actually worried. I was paranoid I was going to forget. I was like, I'm just getting my picks. I don't even care if only one other person's done it. I've got to do it. So I'm going to forget. Like that was my thought process behind that.
I kind of thought the same way near the end too. That's why I just put it in.
Yeah. Because I had stuff going on and everything. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to forget. I don't want to screw around with this anymore.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. We got 13 teams participating. I just hope, guys, please, if you're not going to use your pick, get online to skip or something. Let someone know you're going to skip.
Otherwise,
something.
just go. This will be long. I'm going to say it now. I haven't finished the schedule, but it's going to be a long. I mean, I guess it's long every year for us, but I feel like it's going to be pretty long this year.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. All right, guys. Well, I mean that's just a little bit of what the makeup of the draft is and what it looks like. So, what about positions here? So, if you scroll down here on the show doc, you can actually see. I put all of the fantasy relevant rookies here, guys that could be fantasy relevant. I didn't put everybody, obviously, but looking at what got put into the bidding there, I think we all expect running backs to go first, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Okay. How many running backs go off the board before another position is picked, do you think? Obviously I think Clyde
Two.
Edwards-Helaire maybe
1 to
first.
2. 1 to 2.
Yeah, 2 max, at least
Okay.
one though. The
So
first
maybe
pick will be running
Edwards-Helaire,
back. Yes, or him or
and then who? Jonathan Taylor?
yeah,
J.K.
Jonathan
Dobbins, Cam
Taylor.
Akers?
It'll be Jonathan Taylor.
Okay. And then maybe
I mean,
Isaiah Simmons,
I could
right?
see. I could see. I think Cam Akers is building enough steam for some people.
Yeah, he is. I like Cam Akers a lot.
Yeah, I think his situation's really nice, so I could see someone taking a chance on him as much as the other two now.
Yeah, for sure.
I think in our tackle heavy, so in like other leagues that we played in and stuff, you didn't really see defense go that early, but in our tackle heavy league, I think like you guys said, maybe one or two, and then we'll start seeing some of those Isaiah Simmons, like the Patrick Queens, those types of guys, maybe earlier than you would expect outside of our league. Right?
I'll say it now, and it's gonna bite me in the butt. But I think Patrick Queen's probably really of the two, he's the better rookie linebacker. I think this year and probably going forward.
Two what?
Of him and Isaiah Simmons. If we're talking
fantasy.
just fantasy, if we're just talking fantasy football in our league with our scoring, Queen is the better linebacker.
I think this year, but I think as an overall player, I think.
Oh, Simmons is the better linebacker overall.
I mean, I think overall, like fantasy-wise, I think Simmons is going to turn into a better player just because I think he brings more to the table and can contribute stat-wise. That almost in the same way as like a Darius Leonard contributes. What makes Darius so unique? Not only is he gathering those tackles, he can rush the passer. I think 2 years ago he had 8 sacks. He also contributed 5, 6 interceptions. And I
Hmm.
think Isaiah brings that similar style, and I think he's going to play a similar style. He's going to focus on linebacker. I think he's going to focus on outside linebacker, which is what Darius Leonard does. And I think he can rush the passer and play the pass. So, I mean, I see an impact like Darius Leonard, just not as quick as Darius Leonard.
That makes sense. I mean, Darius was in a very fortunate situation in terms of playing inside, whereas Simmons is going to be playing on the outside, which I think is going to hurt him a little bit because he's
I'm
going to
pretty
be.
sure Darius plays on the inside. I mean, outside.
He played both though his rookie year because
Yeah.
they had injuries, if I remember right, going on.
I don't doubt it.
So, so we sounds like we have a linebacker going pretty early. So let me ask you this: we expect at least a third-round pick, maybe even a second-round pick on a running back. What about linebacker? Is it a third? Is it a fourth? What's the first pick for a line that the first linebacker is going to go?
I think one will go in the fourth. That's my thought on it.
Fourth round. I think it might be the third round.
You could be right.
Third round.
It'll be late
Depends
third.
it depends on what basically Burrow's body count, Cam, and Daquan do.
Yeah. I think
Really,
Cam will skip his first pick for sure. I have no doubt about that. And hopefully a second.
Yeah, I don't know what Burrow's body count's doing.
It's a wild card for sure because we don't know him, you know. We don't know him like that, so it's hard to. We can't really say, oh, well, in past years he's drafted like this. We have nothing to go off of, which is kind of fun because it is hard to predict because of that.
Yeah, I personally, if he's smart, he skips, and he's just trying to. I don't know.
Bait guys. Just
Yeah.
trying to bait him in.
For no reason. I mean, you're not baiting me doing that. You're telling me-
Yeah, it didn't bait me at all.
Did
I
bait-
was like,
Yeah. Ooh, he put in a
I
first. Maybe I
forced
should too.
in fact, for me, see, a lot of guys do that. Think it's going to bait. For me, it does the opposite. You put the first in, I know now I have no shot. I'm just backing. I'm going back to my, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to what I feel comfortable at. I'm not even going to try to dance around at the top of that pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But okay,
I think I have like the 5th or 6th pick, personally, just by looking at it.
you should with your you're with your third. You're right behind. So you're behind Billy, Daquan, Cameron,
twice.
Joe Burrow. Yeah, so you're 5, I think. Just off like a quick look
I
at
think
it.
I'm
you're
6.
5. Yeah, something like that. But I think with all those skips, you'll probably be like third or second. You know.
Yeah.
So if you want to use it, I think you'll have the opportunity to. So how early does a wide receiver go then? So linebackers, third or fourth. When's our first wide receiver? Round 6, 7?
It'd be dumb if it was.
That's my thought, dude. You have so many options to stream. I mean, if you're going to get a rookie receiver, and I don't think there's anything wrong necessarily doing it, it should definitely be like maybe round 10 is what I'm thinking.
Bro, that's why I threw in so many late picks. Like, wide receiver, there's a lot of good like linebackers and maybe some safeties that might get thrown back deep. But once it gets back that late and I see like what's there, I'm looking for a receiver, most likely because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, very deep. What about defensive line? This is one I've had a really difficult time nailing down with our scoring system. I mean, in other leagues, it's more balanced. We've seen them go in the top few rounds, but I don't really know. Like Chase Young, for example, I don't really know where I expect him to go.
I think he goes around. He goes no later than 5, and he's the only one that should get drafted.
No later than 5. Interesting.
He is. I mean, every league I've played in, which I don't play in a lot of leagues traditionally. I'm playing in 3 right now, and they're all IDP. He's gone relatively early in those drafts. I think the one I just had, he went, I want to say first 4 picks in our rookie draft, the one I just did. So Cody's right. He's going to go pretty early.
He better produce. I mean, like Nick Bosa had a season that a lot of us remember as like amazing. I think we talked about it last week or the week before, but he only had like 4 or 5 games where he actually did anything for you, you know. So I mean, he's really, really going to have to produce, in my opinion, to live up to, a third or a fourth round pick
Yeah.
value.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, like those people of his talent and his like stature and what they have produced in the college level and the kind of um, you know s they bring about themselves. I think they don't miss very often. It's those Mario Williams type guys. It's those, and I think people are attracted to that, and especially the last. What name the last five pass rushers that have gone in the top five? They've all probably hit, So I think a lot of people think Chase Young is just the safe guy that's gonna get 12 to 11 sacks in his first season, and it's only gonna get better from there.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why he's an attractive piece and he's an attractive defensive lineman, and there's just not a lot of guys that show his athleticism and have his prowess. The Bosa's. I guarantee you, the Bosa's would have gone that early. I know Jadavion hasn't quite lived up to the thing, but Jadavion would have gone that early coming out.
Oh, for
Like,
sure. Yeah. Maybe
yeah,
even higher.
it's just those type of guys don't come along, and most of the time they're hits more than they're not hits. Miles Garrett, I would count him as a hit. I mean, he's had a couple good seasons, but Aaron Donald went in the top 15 overall, and he might not have gone very high in fantasy, but nobody probably knew what he was, but he still went first round in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
You like guys like that, and I think those guys have this like can't miss about them, especially on the defensive line. If you're athletic, you're big, and you got hands.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be interested to see where he goes and what someone decides to do with him. So the last position before we get into some of the values, DB. I mean, where do we see the first DB go off the board in the rookie draft? I think this is super late.
Yeah.
I would have to.
Same as receiver.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be that late. I don't think it'd be as late as receiver. There's less risk, I think, and there's so many Panther fans in our league, especially. I think Chin goes earlier than he probably should. I'm thinking really 6 to 7.
Do y'all want to put a bet a receiver goes before a DB does?
I'm not going to take that bet because I'm absolutely positive a receiver goes before a DB.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree with them.
I'm 100% positive.
Bro, you just had like 6 receivers go in the first round of the NFL draft. Like somebody like something. Like a CD Lamb, a Jerry Jeudy, a Henry Ruggs, something's going on.
Someone's going to pick CD Lamb a lot higher than I would recommend in our rookie draft. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. But to your point, Patrick, I actually had at one point in time Jeremy Chin as a value, but as much as you've talked him up, as much Panthers fans as we got in the group, and as high as I've seen him go in some of our other leagues, like he went in a 4th round pick, in one of our leagues, I don't know if he's a value anymore. I really don't.
He's not. When I drafted him, he was a value, but not anymore. You're totally right. He's not.
You would have never lasted in our the other side of that other fantasy league with him going 5th round.
And I would have been okay with that. I would have been so like, all right. Well, someone bit the bullet. I mean, more power to that guy.
It was an auto pick, like because you could see he already had the pick put in there, and I almost fell off the couch when I saw Jeremy Chin with the 4. I lost it. It was unbelievable.
You remember I got excited because he was like right in front of me.
Yeah.
And then,
Cody got Jonathan Taylor after that. It was crazy. And CeeDee Lamb in that draft. Unbelievable. All right, so to kind of just summarize, we expect wide receivers and DBs to go later, and defensive linemen really only Chase Young, and linebackers to go right after running back. So nothing too crazy there in predictions. Real quickly, guys, give me some players you think might be values. So, guys that you can look at later, who, remember, you have to keep them for the whole season if you draft them, but guys that you look at later that can contribute to your team this year. So I'm thinking of guys like Jalen Reagor, for example, receivers that might be overlooked, who can start and, contribute to your teams. The Patrick Murrays, the Jordan Brooks. Xavier McKinney's, those types of guys.
I'm gonna go very unconventional route here, and I will get crucified for it, and I know I will. But a guy who may not even get drafted, honestly, and for good reason, may not even get drafted in the rookie draft, but would have so much value. If you hit on him, dude, it's a grand slam. If you miss, it is gonna hurt you severely, and that's Tua at quarterback. And I get it. If Tua doesn't play, you are screwed. You are royally screwed over. Now, with that said, if he ends up coming out and really is a future, and you get that rookie option on him, holy crap! All of a sudden, this guy, he might be one of the better takes in the draft because of how cheap he'll be. There's just so much risk, though. I mean, that's like literally putting everything on the line when you go to the gambling table. You're either going to lose it all or you're going to freaking double what you had. So that's my take. Like I said, very unconventional there, and I'm not saying I'm going to take Tua, but my God, if you hit big.
Yeah, I agree with that. But like you said, if you miss, I mean,
Yes.
he's stuck on your roster
Oh yeah,
all year long.
Oh yeah, dude.
In a league of 24 guys where there's 24 QBs rostered, and you can't have another one. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be bad news. I mean, anyone at Cody, you got any value guys? Anyone that people aren't talking about? You know, that you might be able to draft and contribute early, or contribute at all? Really?
I know somebody. I mean, I know we all know him, just because of other participating in other things. But Keyshawn Vaughn for the Bucks. I'm not entirely sold on him as like a whole. But if anybody's
Mm-hmm.
gonna have an opportunity that not a lot of people are talking about, Keyshawn's got an opportunity. I mean, they got rid of one of their top two running backs, the Bucks did, and then the other one everybody knows is in the doghouse since the beginning with Ronald.
Yep.
If anybody's got an opportunity to come in, steal a job that's not necessarily claimed for yet, it's Keyshawn Vaughn.
Yeah. No, I think he's a great value. I like him a lot. I've been waiting to see if Devonta Freeman signs in Tampa. If he does, how does that change your outlook on Keyshawn Vaughn?
I mean, it would
Does it wreck it?
definitely change the. I mean, it's not somebody that I have the same contributions in terms of mind, because Freeman's going to get carries, whether it's 80 to 90 carries in the year, 100 carries. That's still a lot because I personally, I think Ronald Jones is gonna get the carries this year. He didn't have a terrible year last year. I think a lot of people have overblown it a little bit. I think Winston was, you know, I think Winston made him look a lot worse than it actually was, probably, for Ronald Jones. So I think he's going to end up being that guy when it's all said and done. But in terms of what we know and what we don't know, like Keyshawn Vaughn has an opportunity now. Freeman comes, and I don't think it's the same opportunity personally, because if they bring in Freeman, then they're bringing Freeman in to take some carries. They're not bringing him in to
Yeah.
talk to people. Yeah,
No, you're definitely right about that.
No, yeah, I like that kind of analysis, and I think when I'm looking at values, I mentioned Jalen Reagor. I think Alshon Jeffrey probably won't even play until, I would say at least 6 weeks into the season. Even then, I don't think anyone expects a lot from him. I think Jalen Reagor has a chance to be one of the best receivers in 2020 in the rookie class. A guy that's very, very deep. You could pick late, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th round. Grant Delpit drafted to Cleveland. He should be a starting safety there. In a tackle-heavy league, this is a guy that should be able to help out, even though he plays free safety. Those are the types of guys I'm looking at as far as value goes. Not necessarily being high performers, but if you're looking for some value late, that might be someone that you could kind of take a look at. Patrick Murray in LA. I absolutely love him there. Really anywhere, but just kind of what he's done in Oklahoma. These are some guys that I think are kind of good late shots, behind the CDs, behind the Isaiah Simmons, behind those types of guys that you could look at later in the draft.
Can I just? There's just a couple just because I know it's like one per person here, but
No, you
I
can do
I really
as
like
much as you
Brandon
want.
Ayuk as well in terms of what I've seen people do. Like he's not getting a lot of publicity, and if you're talking about somebody opposite of Debo, maybe that's a
Yep.
guy that really springs forward this year. And then on there's a few good linebackers, and I know there was a little running joke in a group chat we had, but Logan Wilson, who is he? But I really, I think he's got an opportunity to make an impact, and a lot of people really don't know who he is. And he's with the Bengals, if you don't know.
Yeah.
But
he should start though, right?
yeah. The
Right.
Bengals linebacking core is pretty depleted. I know when they drafted him, it was the plan was to make him start, and he also participated on the Senior Bowl with the Bengals, so they got a first-hand look at the Senior Bowl with them. So, you know, good things for him, maybe.
Yeah. I think for me, the hardest part of this draft is going to be wanting to pick those guys up who have value late while also realizing that I can't drop them if things go wrong.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the hardest part. Is I want to take a shot at a guy like, Logan Wilson or Grant Delpit or someone late, but then I have that guy and then one veteran, in that spot.
Exactly.
So that's gonna be the biggest thing to balance, like in your mind, is getting a guy that has value but can still contribute, not just more of a 2021 guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot to kind of consider there and balance as you decide where to pick and who to pick. So, anything else, guys? I mean, do we expect anything crazy? Like I know we're gonna have one or two guys that like way overreach, or something like that. I mean, any predictions for the rookie draft? Anything wild you expect to happen?
No,
Maybe don't expect to happen.
I'm sure
Two
there will
quarterbacks
be
are taken.
two. Oh God,
What?
I hope
What,
so.
Cody?
Two quarterbacks are taken.
I hope
Ooh.
so.
Oh man. Oh, that'll be wild. I don't
Here-
want that. That won't be me.
Here's something wild, or maybe not too wild. I guarantee at least one of these rookies ends up getting traded during the regular season. At least one of these rookies gets traded.
Oh, dude, I've already been talking to like Steven Muvali, and he was just like, "So can we trade as soon as we draft him?"
Yeah, I mean, you definitely could.
Why? Why would you do that?
Exactly.
I don't know.
I guess he's thinking like maybe some of these guys who missed out in the rookie draft, they're like, oh man, like you know what I mean? Like I really should have done something.
So you're saying like draft a guy with like a 9th round pick and then go sell him to like an Isaac for like a 6th round pick.
Exactly.
something.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Armando even. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you better hope that it works, because if it doesn't, then you're stuck with that guy unless
Exactly.
you really wanted him.
Yeah.
So, okay, interesting. What do you guys think? And this is just kind of curious here. I actually like this player a lot. I don't know how I feel about the situation or having to keep him all year. What do you guys think about Denzel Mims? He went to the Jets. He's a pretty tall
I like him.
receiver. He's pretty athletic.
I was trying to get him in
There
my
are-
other rookie draft, but he got drafted right before I could get him.
There aren't any options there. I mean, it's basically like him, and I think Jamison Crowder might be there. But Quincy
That's the
Enunwa,
scary part, in my opinion, with him, especially with the rookie receiver. You don't know when. It's kind of like the way I look at it. If I could do an example, is who's the guy, Devontae Parker in Miami. You know, he went there. He was, kind of the best receiver, so he got number one coverage the whole time right at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then, it took him 4 years to really like set his name. I
And
just think that
having no
that's
quarterback
kinda
made it worse
dumb.
too.
Yeah, I mean, and what do the Jets have?
Well, I mean, I think it's better than what the Dolphins had going on for him.
I mean, maybe.
I expect an improved Jets offense. I mean, they got an offensive lineman. I think Le'Veon Bell bounces back a little bit. I think Le'Veon Bell can finish significantly higher than he did last year.
Here's my
Yeah.
hot take: Le'Veon Bell is a guaranteed RB1. No, I'm just kidding. No, just joking. Can you
Well,
imagine?
In this
does
league,
that mean 24 or does that mean 12?
Yeah, no, I was joking around and meaning like 12, but no, he's definitely not. Regardless,
I think he finished. Where did he finish last year? Like 18 or something like that.
disappointing. That's where he finished.
Disappointing. No, I
Whatever
think he could
category
do
that
better
is.
though. They were playing with third string quarterbacks. They had no offensive line. They have no weapon. I mean, they got Denzel. Like, I think Le'Veon Bell can maybe finish like 13 or 14 this year. Absolutely, very close to that former RB1 territory, the bottom end.
Yeah,
I think it's possible. Cody, you're the resident Le'Veon Bell kind of guy. What do you think?
I mean, he finished 19, by the way.
19.
Yes,
Okay.
that was very close. Actually,
Man, I probably have him like 16, 15, 16.
Okay.
So
But it's not outside the realm of possibility that he finishes like 12 or 13.
I don't
Like it's
think
possible.
so. I think
Not
that,
likely, but it's possible.
I think if we take all into account in terms of the guy missed a whole season pretty much, and then came back this year and played for a shittier offensive line, and not to mention they spent a first round pick on Mekhi Becton out of Louisville. So you gotta think that's gonna help the situation a little bit, and I think they went into free agency and got another offensive lineman. So I think Le'Veon knocking off the rust and maybe them adding a few pieces up front can help. It doesn't help the fact that they don't have anybody on the outside besides Mims now. And he's a rookie, so. But I think all in all, I definitely think he's going to have a better season, and I could see him rushing for just a little over 1,000. I think what really is going to make or break him is whether he can continue to be the passing threat that was when he was with Pittsburgh. And he really didn't have a bad year this past year. I think he caught around 50 balls or so for about 400 something yards. So, like, if he can bring that Pittsburgh passing attack on top of, like, because he never really was big in, I mean, how he ran over 1,200 yards once maybe in Pittsburgh. He was a little over 1,000 yards every time.
You said ran or just like total?
Ran.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I mean,
His totals
a
are
lot
always
of
much higher.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was always so valuable because he caught 70 balls and stuff like that, and also ran for just a little over 1,000 yards. But I mean, he wasn't putting up McCaffrey numbers, obviously, but he was. How many people are doing that?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
He was basically putting up Ezekiel numbers, a normal RB1, not like this new Christian McCaffrey RB1. I think he's got a chance to finish top 12 for sure. He's an elite running back. He's knocking off some rust. Maybe they got that offensive line humming a little bit better. I mean, do I think he probably going to stay closer to where he was last year? I mean, a little bit, yeah, I do. But you just know the talent's there, and if they get everything around him right, then the guy can run.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, don't overpay for him in the draft, but if he falls, there's definitely a lot of value there. All right, guys, that's it for this episode here. Next few weeks, just so you know what to expect. Next week, we've got waiver wire discussion. It's creeping up on us. The week after that, LCC greatest moments. And then the week after that, 3 weeks out from today, week 27 of the offseason, we are going to start our positional rankings. I know it was probably some of the favorite episodes last year, and we're going to start with our running backs and go from there. We don't have a whole lot left, Pat. We've got like 11 weeks left in the offseason, I think.
This summer is flying to hell. Maybe it's because of like Corona and everything going on and everything else going in the world, but it seems like this summer is flying by, surprisingly.
It is. Yeah, it really is. It's gonna be quick, and it'll be up on us before we know it. So those next few weeks, what to expect, and then positional rankings. So anything else from you guys?
no, good.
No, best of luck in the rookie draft, everyone.
All right, take it easy.